Before I start, if you enjoy real-life stories that hit hard and leave you thinking, make sure to subscribe to my channel and drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you. I still remember the exact moment my world cracked. My phone buzzed late at night, and it was her, my girlfriend. The text was short, simple, but it felt like a punch straight to my chest. We should break up. I stared at it for what felt like an eternity, my thumb hovering over the screen. My heart was hammering, my stomach twisting into knots. I didn't beg. I didn't plead. Instead, I took a deep breath and replied with the only thing that felt right. Okay. I know how that sounds. Cold, detached, maybe even heartless. But inside, I was spinning. I couldn't stop replaying the last few weeks. The little things that seemed harmless now felt like cracks in the foundation. Missed calls she never returned. Her phone always on silent. A laugh she'd stifle when I walked into the room. I kept telling myself I was imagining it, that I was overreacting. Maybe it was me being paranoid. But the unease was growing like a shadow I couldn't shake. Then came the strange excuses. Late nights at work that never added up. Out with friends that didn't check out. I noticed she'd change the topic whenever I asked where she'd been. And the worst part? I wanted to trust her. I needed to. But every instinct screamed that something was off. A week after a breakup text, I found myself at her apartment, helping her move a few things she said she wanted to store for a friend. Her door was open, and I noticed her phone lying on the counter. Normally, I wouldn't have touched it, but something urged me to glance at it. And that's when I saw it. Messages. Not innocent ones. Ones that made my chest tighten, my hands shake. She was talking to someone else. Someone I'd never met. Plans, jokes, intimate texts that were hers, meant for him, but somehow landing in my universe like shrapnel. I sat down heavily, my mind racing. The memories that had always been warm now felt poisoned. The late-night movies, the hand on my shoulder, the "I love you" whispered in the dark. Had it all been lies? Or just incomplete truths? I confronted her that night. Her face fell when she saw the look in my eyes. No denial at first, just silence. And then, finally, a confession. She admitted everything. Not with malice, not with glee, just with a strange, hollow honesty. She was in love with someone else. She had felt it for months. She didn't know how to tell me, so she ended it instead of facing the confrontation sooner. I felt rage. I felt heartbreak. But I also felt clarity. I had been standing in a storm, and now I could see it for what it was. She wasn't the villain here. She was human, flawed, messy, and incapable of staying when her heart had already left. But neither was I powerless. I walked away. I left her apartment, leaving the phone, leaving the arguments, leaving the ghosts of what we had. And I didn't turn back. The days after were brutal. I would see her in memories at the strangest moments. The coffee shop where we used to sit, the park where she taught me to skip stones. And each memory stabbed, not because it was happy, but because it was now impossibly bittersweet. Yet in the pain, I began to feel something new, self-respect. A quiet, unwavering strength that didn't scream or shout, but simply existed. I realized I didn't need to beg someone to stay with me. I didn't need to convince someone to love me. Love that needs convincing isn't love. It's bargaining. And I had never been a merchant in someone else's heart. Weeks later, I ran into her. She looked at me, eyes apologetic, almost timid. And I smiled, not cruelly, not triumphantly, but with a calm I hadn't felt before. "Take care," I said. No bitterness. No lingering doubt. Just closure. I learned something important in those months of heartbreak. Betrayal isn't always malicious, and love isn't always enough. But self-respect? That's yours. That doesn't belong to anyone else. And it doesn't crumble when someone else's heart wanders. So, if you're listening to this, and you've ever been on the edge of loss, the edge of heartbreak, remember this. Your value doesn't decrease because someone else couldn't see it. And sometimes the bravest, most powerful thing you can do is let go without begging, without pleading, and let life surprise you with what comes next. Because trust me, when you stop chasing someone who wasn't meant to stay, you open the door to someone or something that actually belongs in your world. If you felt this story hit home, I want to know your thoughts. Drop a comment below. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more stories that explore love, betrayal, and the human heart in all its messy glory.